let's dive into the urban legend that is La Pascualita, aka Corpse Bride. So if you are not familiar with this, I'm not gonna lie, I have done this video like a few years ago and I scrapped the video, did not like it. But I have the thumbnail and like I'll just show you real quick. But yeah, it's not the first time I've done an urban legend, and I thought maybe you can do another try. But like I said, this is not the first time I've done La Pascualita, and it's a fascinating urban legend to me, you know, so I thought, hey, let's just cover it again. Let me just redo it properly, right? Better audio, better visual, just all around. But yeah, La Pascualita, aka Corpse Bride, is a very well-known urban legend in Mexico. If you are from Chihuahua, Mexico, or have been in the area, then you might have heard of a certain story of La Pascualita. She is a mannequin that is on display in a little wedding boutique called La Popular. According to the urban legend, a very realistic mannequin appeared in the window of the bridal shop called La Popular in like the early 1900s, I believe the 1930s. And you're like, what is so crazy about a mannequin on display? It's a little wedding shop. They're showcasing a lot of different wedding dresses. Well, this mannequin is completely different to like other mannequins because it looks very much lifelike. There is a reason why there is an urban legend and a myth behind this mannequin. If you were to look at her, you would notice her arms, you would notice the veins, you would notice the eyelashes. Very, very detailed mannequin. Almost looks like a real person. You can see the texture on her skin, the veins on her hands. You can see her nails growing out, the details in her hands. You can see like the wrinkles, everything. And due to this, like a lot of rumors at the time that the mannequin was on display, a lot of rumors were circulating the town. Like, what is going on? Why? What is up with that mannequin, right? A lot of people believed it was the embalmed owner's daughter, Pascuala Esparza, that was on display. They didn't think it was just a normal mannequin. They really thought it was actually someone. Unfortunately, Pascuala passed away on her wedding day. She was said to be married. She was getting ready, things like that. And there's different sources say different things. Some people say it was a black widow that bit her and then that's why she passed away. Other sources say that it was a scorpion that bit her and that's why she passed away. So it could be either. I personally heard of the black widow spider from like my family and like my family members. They've heard of the black widow biting her and then that's why she passed away. But yeah, like it depends where you see or like what source you're trying to go through. But yeah, I have definitely seen two different like sides to it. The interesting thing with this like urban legend is that not only did she like look lifelike, right, with like the features, the texture of her skin, the veins on her hand, you can see like the texture, the wrinkles, all that stuff. You can see that. That's why a lot of people were like, this is so odd. But there was also other little characteristics that would happen that kind of made people think like maybe there is more to the story, right? But a lot of people that had even worked there, maybe people that have gone in as customers, have noticed that sometimes her eyes will follow you. Sometimes there have been reports of like even employees saying they will set her up in one corner and the next thing they know she is in a completely different side of the store where no one moved her. Like she moved herself essentially. But there's like a lot of different like little stories that have been told, and that's why this urban legend is so huge in Chihuahua, Mexico. Allegedly, they have even said that her expressions will change. So if she is a mannequin, she has one expression, right? But they have allegedly said that even like her facial expressions will change. And a lot of like the employees have said that, even like customers have said that. And obviously this is like an urban legend, right? And there are a few tweaks to the story depending on who is telling it or where you are hearing this. However, now that we explored the myth side, I feel like we also have to kind of go to the logical side of it, right? And there were a few key points that I had like seen when I was researching. So the first thing was like just preservation challenges. Logically, this scientifically would not be possible just because of like the embalming slows the decomposition. I wrote it down. The embalming process and everything, it would just be very much affected. Like she wouldn't look the way she does if she were to be embalmed, just because of like the open environment in a store window and like the elements, the sun hitting the window, all these different things. Like preservation challenges was like one of the top ones. Another one was also like the long-term mummification. If she really were embalmed, like the environment would have to be controlled and like up to date, all these things to make sure that she continues to be the way she is. Like if it's too hot, too cold, things like that, that can mess with the process. So if that's like an environmental change happening, it could really mess with this stuff. And then just like lack of official evidence, like a lot, like there were no one there debunking to see like getting a sample and things like that. Like I try to see the like the logical and scientific side, where a lot of like the scientists and like the professionals were kind of saying it's not looking possible. But it definitely is like a very interesting like urban legend, because like when you look at the pictures, like it definitely is odd that like many years ago, like she was like created essentially. Supposedly like what they're saying is that she paid someone to like basically create the mannequin and on display. But the timing was very odd, because after like they didn't really have a mannequin, but then after her daughter tragically passed away, like soon after there was a mannequin like on display on the window. That's why they thought it's very weird, like she just passed away and all of a sudden there's this mannequin that looks very much like her daughter. Like, what are the odds that it would look exactly like her daughter? And who knows, maybe when she paid someone to do this or had someone do this mannequin for her, she was like, hey, can you kind of make it look like my daughter? You know, like she just passed away and I really miss her. And it would be nice to just kind of have like something there, some type of memory there, so like a visual, you know, like that looks like my daughter, right? So I can see that happening as well. Like no one ever really confirmed or denied that it was, you know, her. But yeah, a lot of people were saying like, no, it's not really like it's just a regular mannequin. But the story alone and the myth is just insane to me. Like I'm always going like deep diving into different urban legends, myths, conspiracy theories, I guess you can say, like a lot of different things and like on Reddit. But it's just this is one of the many myths and urban legends that I will think about from time to time, because I'm like, when it comes to Chihuahua, Mexico, like that is one of the top urban legends that comes with it. That's why I think it's fascinating where like every town, every city, every state has like their top myths, top urban legends that they know about, right? So yeah, I thought that was very interesting, and I've definitely been like diving into like other urban legends, myths, things like that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Like isn't like you can't deny that it doesn't look odd. Like when you see La Pascualita, you can see the features, you can see all these things, you can see why there was a rumor going around way back in the day that maybe it's just her daughter, maybe she loved her that much. But honestly, maybe it was just the mom saying, hey, por favor, hazla que se mire como mi hija. Like, if you're gonna do a mannequin, at least make it look like my daughter. You know, I miss her, like, dearly. Like, she was still very young when she passed away. So I feel like that's one of the maybe top logical explanations, right? But yeah, it definitely gave them a lot of fame because of this urban legend. Like, a lot of people would go there specifically for the mannequin, to see the mannequin. And I think there was some time where they literally like took the mannequin off display or tried to replace her, and people were very upset with this. They were like, no, bring back the original. We do not want a different one. Like, we want the same one, you know? But yeah, that is the urban legend of La Pascualita.
I'm a journey away from home, like fly.